Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu. This is the first lady of Lagos State. You are most welcome into our midst. We thank you very much. We appreciate your presence. May Almighty Allah continue to be with you. I will say Ramadan Kareem to you. Ẹ sọ pé ẹni mọ̀nà ló yẹ ká tẹ̀lé wá jáde náà. Jáde náà. Ẹni mọ̀nà ló yẹ ká tẹ̀lé wá jáde náà. Jáde náà wá jáde náà.
Gbogbo yín tó wà nílé ni ẹ mọ̀ pé January la máa ṣe program yìí. Bí gbogbo ẹ bó ṣe lọ àdúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Gbogbo wa ló mọ̀ nǹkan tá a ti go through for the past 2 years. Bàtà ti kò yí dé Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ ní Fatima Charity Foundation program yìí ẹ máa ṣe gbogbo wa dẹ̀ jókòó pọ̀ kò tó 2 weeks láti tó Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ tó wá ṣe gbogbo wa ló dẹ̀ wà nílé ni àwọn bàbá tó tẹ̀lé wa láti jọ yẹn gbogbo wọn ló pé sílé ni àdúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Your Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, we are still expecting you, I'm sure you'll be here. The First Lady of Lagos State, we are still expecting her. Ọba Aláyélúwà, Ọba Ríwàn Oṣuọlálé Babátúndé Àrẹ̀mú Akínolúwan. CFR, the Oba of Lagos, ably represented by the White Cap Chiefs and Olori. The chairman of today, Oba Oniru Okiru, Ọmọ Abdulwasiu Lawal Abisogun II, ably represented by Chief Olayinka Olupon of Maryland, and all the able kids. The father of today, we are still expecting. On press, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My darling sisters, we are all here, gathered here today, not by our making, nor ability, but the special grace of Almighty God, the most merciful, the most gracious, and the most beneficial, for sparing our lives to witness this historical day, despite of the global pandemic COVID-19 that has effectually ravaged the entire world for the past 2 years. I'm pleased and honored to welcome everyone to the Fatima Charity Foundation, the 11th edition of our annual prayer for the nation 2022. This is another manifestation of the strenuous effort by the foundation to keep sensitizing the public as part of our global objectives. Nigeria is yet at a critical phase in its national history that a day hardly passed without some media reports of moral decadence, security unrest, conflicts, rape, kidnapping, banditry, robbery, human trafficking, drug abuse, domestic violence, corruption, ritual killing, and other cases of indiscipline across the country, which have continuously constituted a threat in today's society, is hardly saddening that the prevalence in the Nigerian society has grown beyond what is tolerable. Statistics and observations have revealed that the average present-day youth have seriously engaged themselves in all kinds of immoral activities, not only because of the negative social influence, but also because some homes have failed in their primary role of inculcating social function values to the affected youth. However, irrespective of our religion, social status, and political affiliation, efforts and commitment from all stakeholders are much needed to collaborate with parts of the government to achieve a comprehensive fight against the building ills in the Nigerian society. Nevertheless, may I use this opportunity provided by today's occasion to implore all well-meaning Nigerians, religious leaders, most especially parents and guardians, to critically review our values as a nation and to devote more time to the care and monitoring of the activity of our children, with a view to ensuring that they do not fall prey to the negative influence, as that is the only sure way we can aspire the accumulated growth and development we urgently desire. Ladies and gentlemen, in spite of the Knowing tyranny looming in our nation, it is imperative to rededicate ourselves to the service of Almighty Allah and intensify more in our prayers as key solution to the challenges in this life of individual or the. That is why That is why this annual section is meant to commit our dear country Nigeria into the hands of God, that despite the economic challenge in the nation, there would always be light at the end of the tunnel, and Nigeria will surely be great again. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I wish to say a big thank you to the Royal Fathers, the chairman of today, all distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Many thanks to the chief host, mother and fathers of today, chairman of the occasion, our royal fathers and mothers, special guests of honor, guest speakers, other eminent dignitaries, all religion groups here present, members of the press, for taking time out to make this event a huge success. On this note, I enjoy us all to pay rapt attention to the presentation of our guest lecturer and enjoy the rest of the day. I pray Almighty God to grant us a joyous and prosperous year and everlasting peace of mind in Nigeria. Thank you all for listening.
Allahu Akbar. Ẹ bá gbọ́dọ̀ tóbi. Màmá ló ka switch lọ́dún.
gbogbo nǹkan tó kù díẹ̀ káàtó tó ń dí wa lọ́wọ́ sí kọ́lọ́ bá kó bá wá solution sí. Tòlúwo kí a máa rí bá ti ṣe kàmárọ̀ lọ́gbọ̀gbà kí a máa rí ilé wa tó a rí àwọn ọmọ wa àwọn future leaders of tomorrow kọ́lọ́ bá wa tọ́ wọn o. Kí ọlọ́wọ́ wa tọ́ àwọn ọmọ wa o. Kí o bá wọn sábà bẹ̀ gbójúlé níjọba from the state government to the federal government pátápátá kọ́lọ́wọ́ akọ́ wọn ṣe o. Ọkọ̀ máa ń kíkẹ́ ìjọba lójoojúmọ́ ni wàá náà fúnra wa níjọba. Àwa náà ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan fúnra wa sọ látọ̀dẹ̀ lọ́lọ́ máa kọ̀ntínú láti máa náà láti jẹ́ ká lè máa jẹ́ kí iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe ní dáadáa kọ́lọ́wọ́ lè máa ṣò. Mo kí àwọn pásítọ̀ náà tó wà nígbà pásítọ̀ ìgbòdánù. You're welcome, sir. Àwọn white hat chief gbogbo wọn tó wà ní ẹ̀yin bàbá mi mo kí kí sá o. Ọlọ́wọ́ túbọ̀ máa bá tún Nàìjíríà ṣe o. Ilé ọ̀nà gbogbo wa ò ní bàjẹ́ o. Àárí bá ti ṣe àárọ̀ náà gbégbá àdúrà wa máa gbà o. Èyí tá a rò Ọlọ́run ní fìdí ló wá jẹ́ o. Nǹkan tá a dẹ̀ fẹ́ ìjà náà ìjọ omi ní Nàìjíríà Ọlọ́run jẹ́ àwọn Ọlọ́run túbọ̀ máa dáàbò bò ní ìlú. Oṣù Ramadan táwa ní oṣù ààrẹ táwa yìí Ọlọ́run fi gbàdúrà gbogbo wa níbi yíká náà tó bá wa jẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà dá o kí nǹkan dẹrùn sí gbogbo wa o kí o wá rí nǹkan tá à ń fẹ́ ní dáadáa kó máa rí bẹ̀ fún wa o gbogbo iṣẹ́ tàbí ṣe kọ́lọ́mbà àlùbáríkà sí o. Mo dúpẹ́ gidi gan, I'm happy to be here. Continue to support the program because the fun gidi ni mọ́mí wa ṣe. Thank you so much. Mo dúpẹ́.
Èèyàn tèmi ṣàlàgbé yọrí o kájà á ò pa pọ̀lì. Ẹsẹ̀ ló máa sáré o orí ọ̀rẹ́ nìkan.
Ẹ bá mi gbọ́dọ̀ tóbi. Pásítọ̀ Ìtura Ìgbòdálò. Ẹ bá mi gbọ́dọ̀ tóbi. Is the founder and senior pastor of the Trinity House of Church. He's going to talk to us on moral decadence and insecurity, the economic implications. Pastor, because I want to be fair, our brother who spoke before you spent 25 minutes, and I know you as a good timekeeper. I'm giving you 30 but 5 minutes for sir. You're welcome.
Hello, the first. I'm happy to be here this afternoon. I want to give due protocols to my brother, His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Not here, but I'm sure will soon be here or represented. Her Excellency, the Deputy Governor's wife, Mrs. Hamzat Oduremi. Thank you very much for coming, my dear sister. Her Excellency and my birthday mate in Lagos, Alhaji Fatima. Come on, let's give the Lord a round of applause. I want to thank you, Ma, for your love for Nigeria, your love for Lagos State, your sacrifices, your love for everyone, Christian, Muslim alike, your love for me in particular, and for being there, and for hosting consistently, year on year, this program, which of course must be costing quite a little. But I pray that the Lord will continue to empower you and strengthen you and encourage you in this, your efforts. I salute you very warmly and bring you warm regards from my children, Ehizana and Onoakemoy. They said to give you words of love. I want to thank everyone for coming this afternoon and all other protocols duly observed. If I didn't mention your name, Please forgive me. It is a question of racing for time. Of course, the representatives of the Onieko of Eko, the owner of Lagos, our Oba Rewan Akiolu, the great white cap chiefs, I greet you very, very warmly. And I thank you all. You are all my friends, and I'm happy to be here with you. All other protocols duly observed. Our chief imams and our imams, I recognize you all collectively. Please forgive me so that we can save on time. In our convener speech, Chief Mrs. Tinubu, she said some critical statements. And I'm speaking this afternoon on moral decadence and insecurity, the economic implications for the Nigerian society. Moral decadence, insecurity, what does it portend for the Nigerian society? How does it affect us as living and average Nigerians? This is a very, very, very serious topic indeed. And we need seriously to talk to ourselves to see how we can make Nigeria better. How indeed Nigeria can be great again. Anyone who knows me and has heard me speak will know that I believe that Nigeria can be great again. I believe that Nigeria is one of the greatest nations in the world. I believe that Nigerians are some of the best people in the world. Anywhere you go, you see Nigerians thriving. Some of the best doctors in America are Nigerians. Some of the best lawyers in Europe are Nigerians. Some of the best judges and lawyers and justices all over the world are Nigerians. If we're so good, so competent, so capable, in fact, some of the best law officers in the world are Nigerian. Recently, last week or this week, they made a lady the first black Supreme Court justice in America. I'm sure if you trace her genealogy, you trace her to Ewohim in my hometown. If you are nice to me, I'll say you trace her to Isamugo. I'm sure that girl, by birth and by genealogy, is a Nigerian. Because Nigerians are so capable, so competent, so wonderful, so excellent, so distinguished, so extraordinary. The irony also, yes, we can clap if you want to clap. I believe in Nigeria. I believe in this country being a great country. I believe in this country truly being outstanding. The irony is that some of the greatest 419 experts in the world are also Nigerians. Because of the capability and the competence of the Nigerian brain. They have the ability to do things. Some of the greatest musicians in the world, everywhere you go today, is Nigerian music you hear. From New York to Singapore to China, everywhere you go, is Nigerian music. Everywhere you go in Africa, it's Nollywood that they're watching. Everywhere you go, Nigerians are poised to take over the world. And I think you are some of those Nigerians that are going to take over the world. Can I hear an amen to that one? Thank you very much. So we need to talk to ourselves. We need to talk to ourselves as people. We need to talk to ourselves as a nation. The women need to talk to themselves. The men need to talk to themselves. The Muslims need to talk to themselves. The Christians need to talk to themselves. The leaders need to talk to themselves. The followers need to talk to themselves. How are we going to make this country great again? How are we going to work collectively together to make sure that the efforts of people like Mrs. Tinubu are not efforts in vain? Convening this every year on year, discussing and talking, and at the end of it all, it ends on conversation and nothing happens. We must decide as we live here today that something must happen. That we must work collectively together to make sure that this country is truly great. That everybody has more than enough to eat. That everybody has more than enough to drink. That everybody has more than enough to wear. That everybody is at peace and they are making progress in their different areas of craft and endeavor, and no one is interfering unnecessarily with anyone's progress. It is possible, and we're going to make it possible. Our convener is concerned. She said in her speech that Nigeria is at a critical phase in its national history. Hardly a day passes without some media reports of moral decadence, security unrest. As we speak right now, they are bombing our brothers and sisters in the northeast part of Nigeria. Pastors are being killed, imams are being crucified all over the place. Young people are dying, old people are not left out. Nigeria is in a real moral chaos at this time. A lot of us in the south are not feeling it. But when you go to the middle belt, to Kaduna, to Kafanchan, to southern, northern Nigeria, you begin to feel it. How can people be living in Abuja, going to Kaduna, and they don't get there? And some people come out of the woodworks and bomb the whole plane, and 170 people are missing. A young girl died, going for her, she was going to be discharged from youth corps, a young doctor. The irony of it all is that her name was an Igbo name. Not a Hausa name, not a Yoruba name, but an Igbo name. A girl wanting to unite Nigeria together, wanting to serve where she was asked to serve, and all she gets back from Nigeria is to be killed at her pride. I want to decree and declare that it shall not happen anymore in Nigeria. I cannot hear your amen to that one. Rape, kidnapping. Just last week also, or 2 weeks ago, one of our popular singers was molested and beaten, they say, by her husband, and she died. What kind of a life is that? And we're watching and we're looking and we're accepting and we're tolerating this. We must do something about it, because it can happen to anybody. The other day, it was a young lady that killed her lover in a park, in a guest house in Lagos. For how long we will continue these kinds of things? Human trafficking, drug abuse, domestic violence, corruption in high places. And this is what bothers me about our leaders and our people in government. The amount of corruption that destroys the land. The amount of money they take from government coffers. The money that should buy security, money that should buy hospital, money that should pay for police, money that should build schools, money that should transform things, are being moved by people at all levels of governance, and people are suffering. It is unfair, and we must speak to ourselves. Drug abuse is at the highest that we have ever found. In those days they said Nigeria was a transit, but now Nigeria is a base of drug abuse. Ritual killings. Every time you put on the TV, they are talking about Yahoo Plus. Young children who are now going to all sorts of initiatives here and there, who are now talking about ritualists and killing each other because of this love of money. The case of indiscipline across the country has become a threat to today's society. And we're saddened that Nigeria is going beyond what is tolerable. This is what Hajia Fatima said in her speech. The youth have engaged themselves in all kinds of immoral activity because of the negative societal influence and because homes have failed. Her cry is that we need to implore well-meaning Nigerians, religious leaders, parents, guardians, to critically review our values as a nation and to devote more time to the care and the monitoring of the activities of our children to ensure that this country does not fall on its head. This is 2022. Next year, by God's grace, we are going to be voting for a new set of leaders. We need to know how we're going to vote. I pray that all of us here have our PVCs. Your vote will count, and you must look for the right person to vote for. Because 2 Chronicles chapter 1 verse 15, it says, the king called Solomon made gold and silver to be like sand in Jerusalem. He says, if you have the right kind of king, he can bring prosperity to your land. Gold and silver can be like sand if you have the right kind of king. It is in our ability to make it possible for us in Nigeria to have the right kind of king. Insecurity and terrorism has become a major challenge in the Nigerian environment. The activities of Boko Haram and all sorts of killers, herdsmen everywhere, has led to a loss of lives and properties. Kidnapping and rape, even in the Niger Delta, with the militants alongside the attacks covered by all sorts of people in the north and in the south, has become a pandemic in our nation. What are the effects of insecurity in a nation? People are unable to move around safely. I knew that Nigeria had a problem when it was a challenge for me to leave Lagos and go down to Ibadan, the city of my birth, without having to rack my head. Ibadan that I used to go from King's College, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at any time. I'll leave school and go to Ibadan and come back safely. As a young child, as an adult, it was now a headache for me. I knew Nigeria was a problem. For you to go to Kaduna now is a problem. It's sold off. I wanted to go to my hometown, Ewohimi, 2-3 weeks ago. I had to call the governor to give me security support. For how long? If I didn't know the governor, then I cannot go home. What kind of a life is that? We must begin to ensure that there's safety in Nigeria. Many lives have been lost. Potential people, great people, outstanding people, killed unnecessarily because of insecurity. Homes and communities thrown into mourning. Every day, 26 people ransacked in a village, 30 people ransacked in a village, 40 people ransacked in a village, people killed and slaughtered like rams. It cannot continue. The oil production has been affected by our insecurity. It is reputed that about 80% of our oil is being stolen because of insecurity problems. It means that whatever development you see in Nigeria today, you could have got 80% more. It means that everything that you see, you are being shortchanged, you are being cheated because of insecurity. The cost of doing business is extraordinary because of insecurity. Foreign direct investment and all kinds of investments not coming to Nigeria because of insecurity. People will not bring their money to where the money is not safe. People will not bring their money to where they're not safe. People will not bring their money and their abilities to where they cannot move around freely. This is costing us a lot as a nation. And our governments are diverted fighting insecurity all the time. What causes insecurity? Poverty, lack of education and information. So anybody telling anybody in Nigeria that you should not go to school, they are telling you a lie. They are telling you a lie. If you want any development, there must be education. There must be information. People must go to school. They must learn. They must be exposed. If you are not exposed, you cannot become a better person. Anybody telling you that your children should not go to school, they are telling you a lie. Women should go to school. Men should go to school. Everyone should be educated. And not just going to school. You must be unskilled and upskilled and able to look after yourself and provide for your family and your home. Many lives are being wasted because people are not educated, they are not informed, they are not properly treated, there's racial and ethnic tension, and what they are trying to introduce, which I will not accept, is religious tension in Nigeria. It's not possible and will not accept it. Christians and Muslims must live side by side and work together as brothers and sisters in the progress of a great nation called Nigeria. That is what we must insist on. There must be no religious attack over this country. We must all ensure that we keep our country safe. There must be values training, because moral decadence causes a lot of insecurity. No rule of law, pure security architecture. If you talk to our policemen all over the place, they are under a lot of tension because the security architecture is not acceptable. We must all work on this. What has caused moral decadence in Nigeria? Parental carelessness. Proverbs chapter 26 verse 6 says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. We parents need to speak to our children. Our speaker who spoke before me spoke a lot about the need for us to talk to our children, to train up our children. Any terrorist you see was once a baby. And it is because the parents did not treat that terrorist well that he became a terrorist. Anybody bumping people up and down was once a child in somebody's arms. We need to train our children and ensure that they all can grow very well. We need to have a better government. We need to have an improved economy. We need to have improved education. We need to have improved healthcare. We need to have total orientation and know what is right from what is wrong. We need to have improved religious teachings. Our imams have a lot of work to do. Our pastors have a lot of work to do to bring up our children right and to ensure they follow the right and the narrow path. We need to have better homes. And I'm speaking to all of us here. Make sure that your home is better and 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 better again. And Nigeria will be great again. Can somebody shout it out? Hallelujah. So in the name of Anabi Isa, it shall be well with you. It shall be well with Nigeria. Nigeria will prosper. Nigeria will do well. God will give us remarkable leaders. Men that fear God. Women that fear God. People that fear God. That will rule this nation with the fear of God in Jesus. It shall be well with your home. You will prosper. You will do well. Nigeria will not fail. Nigeria will not fall. It shall be well with Lagos State. God will give our governor wisdom and understanding. He, his wife, and his entire cabinet. It shall be well with the north of Nigeria. It shall be well with the south of Nigeria. It shall be well with the east of Nigeria. It shall be well with the west of Nigeria. This 2023 coming, God will bring a leader of his own choice. A leader that will do great and mighty things. A leader that will do wonderful things. It shall be well with the Fatima Foundation. This foundation will continue to prosper. Continue to play its role in this nation, in this state, and in our entire lives. God will be with you. God will be with Nigeria. God will be with your home. God will be with all our cabinets, their wives and their glories. God will prosper them. And there will be peace in Nigeria. Anybody saying there will be drums of war, God will silence them. Anybody saying there will be confusion, God will not allow them to pass. God will surprise us. God will surprise you. God will visit your home. And God will give the person that says the biggest amen, the biggest miracle. In the name of Anabi Isa, the mighty Jesus Christ. Can I hear powerful amen? Only the women are saying amen. God bless.